Hi, I'm Farah, and welcome to my video series on dry fasting. This video is about breaking your fast. This is crucial. I really think that a lot of the power of the dry fast comes in this phase of the breaking of the fast. So you definitely need to give a lot of important consideration to the breaking of your fast as much as to the fast itself. So when you're thinking of the timing of your fast, I, for one, like to time it in addition to the timing with my menstrual cycle. It's also with whatever social commitments I have, because it feels good to fast and to have that be the priority. So you don't want to be pulled in other directions. So I'm also considering the block of time where I want to be breaking my fast. And wow, this is easy to screw up. And don't beat yourself up if you do. I think everyone has. It's definitely a learning process, but maybe I can help you avoid some of it with sharing my experiences. But above all, the main message here is the dry fast functions like a complete recalibration of your metabolism, of your hunger signals, of your habits. It's a complete recalibration, and that is so powerful. So, the best thing you can do during your breaking of your dry fast is to tune in, to like honestly tune into your body, not eating out of habit, not eating this, amounts of food because those are the amounts of food you ate before. Like, check in completely fresh. Am I really hungry right now? Do I feel satisfied after this amount? Like, that's the best thing. I mean, that's going to cover all your bases, but it's harder than you think because we have 40 whatever years, whatever you've got, of habits with our eating. So try to really tune in and really hone your awareness of what you need. Your body will give you all the messages. It's a skill and a practice to listen to them. Okay, that's the overarching method. Now getting into specifics. So first of all, okay, yeah, you don't want to start chugging a bunch of water. So when you first break your dry fast, do it like a ritual. I mean, anyway, I think that's a great practice with your water. I do that every morning with the first water I drink, like really blessing it and honoring it, speaking intentions into it. But if you don't do that, like, wow, that first sip of water that you take after a dry fast, you appreciate it. So take that time and do that. So maybe over the first hour, you want to drink 8 ounces or so. Like, it's just common sense. For me, when I break a dry fast, the first day, and this isn't something like I told myself like a rule. It's just naturally how it always goes. I don't eat solid food. Like, I'm totally satisfied just having liquids that first day. So that's nice. And then the first thing I often have, I mean, after some just pure water, is something I learned from a friend of mine, Victor, and it's a mixture of baking soda with lemon juice in some water. And so baking soda is great for alkalinizing the body. So this is really great for the kidneys. If you have any kidney issues, like, check in with this. I think it could be hard on the kidneys to dry fast. I don't have a problem with it, but intellectually, I know that the kidneys are working hard and they might have a lot of heat. And so, in general, taking this, so it would just be like a bit of water, a couple ounces, I don't know, 2 to 4 ounces, and then a splash, a couple tablespoons of lemon juice, and then baking soda. I've overdone the baking soda and it totally fizzes and goes everywhere. So I think I probably do like an eighth of a teaspoon or so. I don't think it needs to be so exact, but that combination is really helpful for the body. So try that out. Lemon juice, baking soda, and water. And then I go slow. So some of the things that I use once I start introducing food, So I also think a lot about my microbiome. I'm going to do a separate video about that, but I want to refeed those guys and repopulate the gut. So I'm thinking of things like apple cider vinegar, which I consume a lot of anyway, so that's fine for me. I make my own sauerkraut. I'll do things like that. Chia, but like chia that's been like soaked and is in a bunch of water and a gel, not just the seeds. Wheatgrass. So I've heard some people say to avoid raw foods. I don't know. It's not a problem for me. I eat a lot of raw foods. I eat a lot of vegetables and salads. So, I mean, you just got to check in for yourself. The main point here is the slower you go, the more you listen to your body, the more benefits you're going to have. Because if you go too fast, there's a couple of things that are going to happen. You're going to feel really uncomfortable and you're going to regret it. It's going to be painful. Your stomach's going to hurt if you overdo it. But also, like, particularly if you have something with a lot of salt, if you're weighing yourself, you're going to get really kind of upset because your body's going to retain water and you're going to look like you put on a bunch of weight, and it's going to just be a little bit demoralizing. So that's not cool. So you definitely like keep it whole, keep it pure. And I would also say something I've noticed with myself is that I have to consciously tell myself after that initial like breaking in period of like slowly increasing water, by the end of, you know, even within a few hours, of the first day, like I can drink a bunch of water. But it's almost like after a few days of not needing water, I found that like I could kind of forget about it, or I had a different perception of how much water. So I would say be conscious to get back to your norm of drinking your full amount of water as soon as possible. Because even though your body can go without, like that dry fasting, it's in a parentheses, it's like it's a specific thing that we're doing for a specific amount of time. And when we're outside of the parentheses, you want to hydrate. Very important. Okay, so be compassionate with yourself if you screw this up. Find what works for you, but I'll tell you that, and like if you're tracking your weight and that's one of the parameters that you're looking at improving, I actually find that when I do the breaking of the fast really well, it helps to stabilize whatever weight I've lost and maybe even continues in that time frame. So it's part of the process. Like enjoy it, use it, extract the benefits from the breaking of the fast time. And think of it also as a meditation. You're tuning into your body and let the body lead. It knows. So happy recalibration. And let me know in the comments if you've experienced a story with breaking a fast improperly. And if you have any tips you would like to share and add to the conversation. Okay, I've realized that there's a couple things I did not mention that I meant to, so I'm just going to add a little postscript here. First of all, the length of time of the breaking of the fast. A simple way to look at it is at least the same amount of time as the fast itself should be spent breaking the fast, which means reintroducing food. And again, the slower you can go here, the better. So see what you can do. Stretch it out. The second thing is that I also take care to remineralize. So I think it's important to add minerals to our water in general. So if you're not doing that regularly, at least think about doing it for when you're getting out of your dry fast. So I have like some trace minerals that I put in my water. Some people would say, okay, so salt's important. Your salt and potassium balance is really crucial. But I'd also said, like, be careful about having too salty a food, but that's for the retention of water. But, some people have the habit anyway of in the morning having some pink Himalayan salt or some sea salt and some water. Don't overdo it, but do think about minerals. I would recommend just getting the drops of your trace minerals and adding that. And the third thing is I personally take the opportunity to be keto for a while. Anyway, I was keto for like a decade. So I like, it's very comfortable for me. I don't think it's healthy to do it that long, and I do eat carbohydrates mostly because I take care of my gut, and I'm feeding those guys. But yeah, for a few days, like I don't start eating fruit and grains right away. So having some healthy fats, it's something to consider for yourself. Just for a couple days riding out. There's a lot of benefits of keto, so you can keep that in mind and pay attention to when you personally decide for yourself to reintroduce carbohydrates. And if carbohydrates work great for you, maybe you do want to go right into some fruit. I don't know. So this is a very individual thing, but I'll just say for me, I ride the keto a little bit longer and have MCT oil. I have grass-fed butter, coconut oil, and things like that for a while, and that's incredibly satiating and energizing, and also it recalibrates my caffeine. So check in with that. Like, as with everything, like, don't assume that you're going to be right back where you were. If you were drinking X amount of coffee, that's probably going to be too much for you after your dry fast. So, all right, yeah. Again, just listen to your body as best as you can. Do it as a practice. All right, signing out again.